Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday morning, and I'm here continuing in Luke. It just sounds so beautiful. I have all the birds singing around me. Sun is now coming up, and I'm here in the Word, and I'm in Luke reading chapter 4, verse 3. It says, Then the devil said to him, and this was Jesus, "If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become a loaf of bread." But Jesus told him, "No, the scriptures say people do not live by bread alone." Now here it was, Jesus had gone into the wilderness and he was fasting and praying and getting close to God. And the devil came to him directly and he said to him, "Hey, listen, you're hungry." He was appealing to that physical desire, that physical hunger within him. And he says, "Hey, you're the Son of God. Just turn the stones into bread." And we know that he was very capable of doing that. He turned water into wine and healed the sick and all these things. But he understood that you do not obey the devil and you do not give up what God is doing for something that's just physical. The Bible likes to say, if you that it's foolish to try to gain the whole world and lose your soul. He understood that there was no way that he was supposed to be obeying what the enemy says, and he understood that what we need is not just physical. Many times we tend to just take care of our physical needs, or ensure that the finances are in place to have food in the house and a shelter over your head, and we forget that spiritual things need looking after just as much. Getting into the house of God, getting into the Word of God, spending time developing our relationship with God. We're not supposed to just be looking at our physical well-being alone. There's a spiritual side to you, there's an emotional side to you. All those things, sometimes we're gonna be like, oh, I need somebody to pray for me. Sometimes it's not just prayer that you need. What you need is to start making better decisions about your mental health. Stop stressing yourself out doing this, doing that, doing that. Sometimes you need to just calm and get into the presence of God and take that time away. Look after the entire being and not just be focusing on the physical side of things. God doesn't do that. We look and we see that he did not just feed them physically, but he gave them spiritual food. He was teaching them things that will affect everything. You go into the Word, there's advice on everything, on friendship, relationship, on love, on finances. Every single thing that we need is in here. It's an all-round guide to how we are to live our lives, because he understood that it's not just about the physical. So ensure that we're not just focusing on the physical. The same way we take to make sure that our physical body is looking all nice, ensure that our spirits are okay, ensure that within it's just as good. And not just for yourself, those who are parents, ensure we do the same for our kids. A lot of times we spend a lot of money on physical things, on clothes and so on, but then to buy a really good book that would enhance, a really good subscribe to a magazine, or some kind of channel, that you may have to pay for the resources. You're like, that's too much, forgetting that the value that you will get out of that far outweighs, and that is needed as much as the physical things that we need. All right, so as we go into today, ensure that you think about it. It's not just about the physical. He said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone." That's what the King James says, but he said people do not live by bread alone. So ensure we're not just focusing on the physical, but focus on all the other aspects, developing and nurturing all the other aspects of our being. All right, remember, he loves you and I do too. Have a terrific Tuesday. God bless.